Welcome to the episode 3 of the Daily Confidence Show with Bishal Sarkar. I'm your host Bishal Sarkar. I'm your public speaking mentor. I'm also author of the book I Love Public Speaking and also creator of the number one most successful public speaking program, Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula Experience. And this show, the Daily Confidence Show, is for you. If you are a subject matter expert and you want to grow your confidence, maybe you spent years to develop the knowledge that you have and you spent years to work and get the recognition that you have right now, and you are facing some of the challenges with confidence or maybe public speaking issues, and you really want to master your confidence. You want to become better presenter so that you can absolutely position yourself as a complete expert in your field forever. And let me tell you this, today we're talking about how not to practice a presentation. That's right, how not to practice a presentation. You see, in many blogs, many videos, many people talk about how to practice this, practice that. I'm going to tell you what not to practice, and that's exactly this episode is all about. And before we jump into that, I want to let you know, look, every master was once a disaster. That's what my friend Robin Sharma says. Every master was once a disaster. So the difference between somebody who is not that successful and somebody who's right now, right here, truly successful, is the person who's truly successful absolutely practices. He practices in the right way. And the reason you really want to practice is you don't want to wing it. I mean, just imagine if you have a very important presentation, like a very, very important presentation, you don't really want to go to the stage in front of 500 people or 200 people without really practicing, without knowing your stuff. I mean, yeah, once you master the impromptu speaking formula that I teach, you can absolutely immediately speak on any topic, anytime. But until you know that, you really should practice in the right way. All right? Because remember, every master was once a disaster. So in order for you to become a master, you should definitely practice your presentation. And in the next segment, I'm actually going to tell you some of the biggest lies. In fact, I'm going to tell you the number one biggest lie that most people have told you. That's right. Most people have told you the biggest lie about practicing a presentation, and you have been doing that mistake for a long time. So stay tuned. And in the next segment, I'm actually going to tell you what that biggest lie is that people have told you.
Hi, I am Sanjana Gupta. In my life, I want to be a doctor. The question is, what do you want to be?
All right, welcome to the Daily Confidence Show. I'm your host, Bishal Sarkar. I'm your practical public speaking mentor. I'm the author of the book, I Love Public Speaking, and also creator of Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula Experience. So, what is the biggest lie, the biggest myth that most people tell you? What is the biggest lie that most people have told you about practicing? Here is the biggest lie. People have told you and me that the secret to become a confident speaker is to practice a lot because practice makes a man perfect. That's the lie. That's really the lie that they have told you and me. Practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes a man perfect. Now that's not the reality. Practice does not make a man perfect. See, a lot of people think if I just do hard work, that's how I'm gonna become successful. If I just do a lot of work, lot of practice, lot of hard work, that's the only way. That's needed, but that's not the only thing you need. Just practicing or just hard work is not going to give you any result. It's not going to give you any confidence. In fact, I remember recently I was speaking to a gentleman named Ravi, who actually got in touch with us for his desire and intense commitment for being one of the people that I mentor. Because as you know, I have a mentoring program where I actually teach subject matter experts how to become powerful and confident speakers. And when I spoke to him, he told me, he said, Bishal, I've been speaking for a long time. I have a 15 years of work experience working for Infosys right now as a senior project manager. And Ravi said that, Bishal, the biggest challenge I face right now is that before an important presentation, sometimes I'm practicing for hours. Bishal, sometimes I'm practicing for days. But I said, what? But what? He said, Bishal, though I'm practicing a lot, when I go to the stage, I'm not confident. When I go to the stage, when I start the presentation, when I say, and people look at me, I don't know what to say. I go blank. Somebody asks me a question and I go blank. I forget my points. Bishal, why is it happening? I'm practicing so much. And here's the thing. What Ravi did not understand so far, and by the way, definitely he joined our program, Rock the Stage. One of the things I told him, and one of the things you must understand is practice does not make a man perfect. I mean, if practice made a man perfect, I'm sure you have done a lot of practice. You have practiced a lot, probably, but you have not got the results. Here is why. Practice does not make a man perfect. Right practice makes a man improved. Not perfect, improved. Right practice makes a man improved. What I mean by that is that just practicing randomly your presentation in front of a mirror, it's not going to help you. What is going to help you is having the right formula. Having the right formula. Let me tell you exactly what I mean by that. Imagine if you have a son or a daughter. Imagine you have a son. Even if you don't have a son, imagine in the future you have a son. Imagine you have a son, and imagine your son is, let's say, in 6th standard, okay, in school. And imagine your son is a bright son. I mean, his memory is bright, he's really, really smart. And imagine he's in school, he's trying to solve a math one day. And imagine that nobody has ever told him a basic mathematical formula, which is something that you and I have learned many years ago, but though I forgot, but I just recollected. It's a plus b whole square, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square. A plus b whole square equals a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now, you don't have to know the whole formula to understand this point. So it's very easy. Here is the thing. If your son does not know the formula, doesn't matter how smart he is, if there is a test and he has a problem of mathematical problem where he needs to apply this formula, but he doesn't know the formula, do you think he can ever solve the math? No, never. No, it's not a problem of him. It's not his memory problem. It's not his smartness. He just does not know the right formula. Now, I can give him 1 hour. I can give him 1 day. Hey, I can give him 1 year. If your son does not know the formula, he can try hard. You can try smart, but he can never solve the problem because he doesn't have the right formula. Now, imagine I go to your son and I tell him, hey, buddy, the thing is, the reason you have not been successful in this mathematical formula is because nobody told you this formula. Here is the formula to use. A plus b whole square equals a square plus 2ab plus b square. And imagine not only I tell him the formula, imagine I tell your son the formula and explain the formula. And imagine I actually mentor him for 10 minutes, 15 minutes and show him how the formula really works until he actually masters it in 15 minutes or half an hour. Now tell me now, if I give him a problem where the formula is needed, can he solve the math now, right now? Immediately, right? Why? Because now he has got the formula. So just not knowing the formula, yet practicing hard is not going to get him anywhere. But when he has the formula and now when he practices in the right way, that's what the biggest thing is. So I'm sure one of the reasons you have not got the results in your presentation, one of the reasons you have not got the results in your speaking and presentation skills, one of the reasons you're still making a lot of mistakes, one of the reasons you're practicing hard but not seeing results is because they have told us, they have told you, they have told me the biggest lie, which is just practice a lot. No, don't practice a lot, practice the right. Master the right formula that you learn at Rock the Stage, and I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to do that. So stay tuned, and in the next segment, I'm going to show you and tell you 3 biggest mistakes you're currently making in your presentation and in the practicing of your presentation that you can immediately avoid if you want to double your confidence. So stay tuned. Hey, this is Bishal Sarkar, author of the book I Love Public Speaking. Just going to the studio in some time to do some photo shoot and also some videos for our new website as well. And wanted to make this quick little video for you. You know, one of the things I've learned in my life so far is that if you are not updated, you are backdated. If you're not updated, you are backdated. So in your life, in your education, in your speaking skills, in your leadership skills, you have to update yourself on a regular basis. And that's why just few weeks ago actually, I made a decision that I want to change my entire website, the look of my entire website, the development side, the admin panel, everything. I want to transform it. I want to take it to another level. Now, I could be at the same level, but what I can do, what I thought about doing, my friend is waiting. What I thought of doing is changing it completely. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Change yourself, transform yourself, update yourself, because remember, If you're not updated, you're backdated. BishalSarkar.com. See you there. All right, welcome back. You're listening to the Daily Confidence Show. I'm your host, Bishal Sarkar. I'm your practical public speaking mentor because I'm the creator of the most successful and most practical public speaking course in India, Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula Experience. So, what are the 3 common mistakes most people make while practicing their presentations? But most people don't even know that these are the mistakes during presentation. So let's go into it right now. The number one mistake most people make in their presentations is that they practice in front of a mirror. That's right, they practice in front of a mirror. And I know there are many people who have told you and me, if you want to become confident, go in front of the mirror, take your presentation and just practice. Talk to the mirror, look yourself in the mirror and practice. Wrong. It's a wrong technique. In fact, when people understand that this is a wrong technique, wrong method of practicing a presentation, when they come to rock the stage, they get a mindset shift. In fact, it's so funny that recently I had one gentleman who came actually there were 2 gentlemen who actually got this mindset shift out of the whole batch of people. 2 gentlemen were like, Bishal, I have been practicing in front of mirror for so many years, and that's why I now understand that I did not get the results. Same thing with you. And I'll tell you why practicing in front of a mirror doesn't help. Let me tell you this. See, if you listen to the episode number 1, I've told you that the secret to becoming a confident speaker is to focus on the audience, not yourself. Remember? Now, when you are practicing in front of a mirror, guess what? You're looking just at yourself. That means you're again becoming self-conscious. You're looking at yourself, you're thinking about yourself, you're focusing on yourself, you're putting yourself on the focus, and you become much more afraid. So looking into the mirror and practicing is going to give you much more stage fear. That's point number 1. Another reason I don't ever tell you to practice in front of a mirror is when you are in front of the mirror, you are not really practicing much with body language because you're looking at yourself, you're just practicing speaking. You're practicing just the words, but words are just 7%. 93% of public speaking is body language. So when you don't practice in front of mirror, that's when you have the liberty to use your hands, use your body, use your legs in the right way, using your movement, using your smile, your facial expressions, eyes, and all the other things that I speak about in my program. Now you have the opportunity. So number 1 mistake is don't practice in front of a mirror. Practice number 2, that most common mistake number 2 most people make when presentation is they read newspapers and dictionaries to grow their vocabulary. Now this is really, really funny because if you ask anybody, hey, how do you grow your words? They will say, read a newspaper or read the dictionary. But look, we are not kids, right? We are not kids that we need to look into the newspaper, circle 2-3 words and go back to the dictionary, understand the word and remember the word and then use the word, come back to the newspaper, understand, make a list of the words. Look, that's not how professionals learn, no. I mean, when have you seen a great speaker reading a newspaper and going to a dictionary to grow their vocabulary? That's not the way. What is the right way? I'll do an episode very, very soon on what exactly to do to grow your vocabulary. But for now, what I want to let you know, that's not the right way. Probably a better way is to actually listen to other great speakers. Probably one of the better ways for you is to listen to the Daily Confidence Show every single day. That's how you can actually understand the words that I'm using, understand my expressions. And if I'm your favorite, that's great. If somebody else is your favorite, listen to that speaker. And another reason you don't want to read newspapers to grow your vocabulary. See, in newspapers, you will get a lot of words that you don't know about, and that's great. You are learning the words. But most of the words that are unknown to you in a newspaper are words that you and I don't generally use in verbal communication. Words like extravaganza, words like, really complicated words. Yeah, you learn the words, but even if you use the words, nobody else will understand. See, your job is not to use hard words. No, your job is to use the right words. So stop reading newspaper and trying to grow your vocabulary by reading newspaper. So that's mistake number 2. Mistake number 3 in practicing a presentation is most people create PPT first and then understand and think about what they're going to say. This is classic. In fact, many of the people who come to Rock the Stage first tell us that they say many of the times that they have, before coming to me or before meeting me or before coming to my mentoring session, what they do is they open their PPT when they have a presentation, let's say for 25 minutes next Monday. On Friday, they'll open a PPT, go to Google, do a lot of research. On the first slide, they will write Introduction by Satish. And in the second slide, they will write some points, basic. Today, we are going to cover. Third slide. And they completely do the all slide. And then they practice by looking at the slide. Let me tell you, that's a terrible way of practicing. That's not the right way to practice. Your job is not to be dependent on the PPT, because your PPT is not your presentation. Listen to me. Your PPT is not your presentation. You are the presentation. Because if just by looking at your PPT, people can understand the whole speech, then why the heck do they need you? They don't need you for that. You can simply send them the PPT and tell them, hey, save your time. Because my PPT has everything. Save your time and just go through it in 5 minutes instead of coming to the meeting and wasting your time for 25 minutes. Tell them. You don't want to do that. So don't depend on PPT. Build your own presentation formula and practice using that. So to repeat and recap, number one mistake most people make while practicing a presentation is standing in front of a mirror and practicing. Don't do that at all from today. Mistake number two people make when they practice the presentation is they read newspaper and dictionary to grow their vocabulary. That's not the right way, so stop doing that from now. And mistake number three most people make during their presentations, practice, is they create the PPT first and then they start practicing. The way is other way round. So these are the three common mistakes I want you to avoid. In the next segment, I'm actually going to talk about one of our champion clients, JP. I mean, somebody that I had recently met, somebody who stayed outside India for many years and recently came down to India, and we had an opportunity to have him in one of our courses where he joined as a student for Rock the Stage to improve his public speaking. I'm going to talk about one of his visions that he has right now and how this man is inspiring so many people and how this man has inspired me. So stay tuned to listen to the story.
Hi, I'm JP Tiwari. I head a renewable energy company here in Bangalore, and top three challenges I had before coming to the bootcamp here was nervousness, forgetting the words, and self-consciousness. After coming to Rock the Stage, I've become more confident because I focus more on audience. I've learned how to use body language effectively. Bishal promised me before joining Rock the Stage that he will help me become a confident speaker. Yes, I am a confident speaker now.
All right, welcome back to the Daily Confidence Show. I'm your host, Bishal Sarkar. I'm also your practical public speaking mentor because I'm the creator of the #1 most practical public speaking course in India, Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula Experience. Now, I've given you a lot of tips so far about how not to practice, the value of practicing, and what is the biggest lie people tell you and me about practicing and the success principle of confidence. Now, JP is one person that I met recently at Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula Experience. Brilliant guy, amazing personality, and a great subject matter expert. And I remember when I first spoke to JP, he was really having a lot of stage fear. I mean, after working for so many years, he still had a little bit of nervousness. But the reason I'm so much inspired by this man is because when he came to the bootcamp, he had such an open mind. He was really a student. He wanted to learn. He did not let his success, he did not let his reputation kill him. And he did not let his reputation to stop him from learning at all. He was so much learning. He was asking questions. He was so humble. And I really respect people like JP. In fact, JP, if you're listening to the show, hey, how are you, man? And I remember by applying the formula that I taught JP, not only JP improved his public speaking skills, but he actually overcame his stage fear. Today, he's a confident speaker and he can deliver presentations with much more authority. And he actually improved a lot about his confidence. I remember he had a little bit of confidence issues and some body language problems as well. And he overcame so much of that. As a result, by applying the formula that he learned, today, as a result, he's a confident speaker. His body language is much more improved, and today JP can deliver any great presentation. Now, that's because he learned, and I'm really inspired by that story. But the real story I want to share with you is JP has been featured in National Geographic, by the way. Someday I'll show you the video when you come to Rock the Stage. Proudly, I'll show you the video of JP where he was interviewed in a documentary in National Geographic for amazing knowledge that he had about electricity and solar power. And he inspired all of us with his story, because right now JP's vision is to bring electricity to rural places, in rural villages, places where there is no electricity at all. What JP wants to do now, he is working hard to get investors. He's working hard to not just make a business, but he's here to make a movement. He wants to bring electricity to the families where students want to learn, but they don't have electricity. He wants to bring electricity to the families where people want to see a light, but there is only darkness. JP wants to bring electricity to the families where electricity is promised, but it's not yet delivered. JP wants to be the light. He wants to be the light that brings the light. And it's so much amazing, because when JP shared the story about what he wants, I remember everybody was so much inspired in the entire group. My team members, the other people, some of the people came from outside India. Everybody got inspired. And that's my message to you today. Be the light who brings the light. And you don't have to bring electricity. You don't have to. Maybe your opportunity, maybe your purpose in life is to teach and inspire other people. Do that. Be the light who brings the light in other people's lives. Maybe your job is not to be a teacher. Maybe you want to open a factory and create better textiles, or maybe create better perfumes in India. Hey, be the light that brings the light. Maybe your job, maybe your passion is to help people with their mindset, with their fitness, or with their faith, with their family. Maybe you want to be a better example for your children. Hey, be the light who brings the light. And when you have that, you know what? You inspire people. You become the dominating, amazing factor in other people's mind. You get the mind share. You actually gain amazing amount of respect, and you enjoy amazing level of freedom that most people think about, but they never achieve. And you can be that when you bring that. So I'm telling you right now, be the light who brings the light. I hope that this edition of the Daily Confidence Show brought some light to you, and I want to continue to add value to you. So when you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you like this video as well. And also tell other people about it. Tell other people, tell 5, 6, 7, 8 people about, hey, this is the Daily Confidence Show is Bishal Sarkar putting out every single day. Send them, give them the blessing. So just like you, other people can get the value. Why? Because you need to be the light who brings the light. And also come back tomorrow for the edition 4 of the Daily Confidence Show. I have had a great time today. My name is Bishal Sarkar. If you want more tips and techniques, and if you want to learn a little bit more about our programs and courses, make sure you come to our website, bishalsarkar.com, and apply for an assessment of your public speaking skills. So we can first of all see where you are, and then we can talk about if we can help you or not. Because as you know, my programs are not for everybody. My programs are only few specific for a few subject matter experts. So if you want to know if you qualify to be in our program, make sure you come to the site, bishalsarkar.com. My name is Bishal Sarkar, always reminding you that public speaking is not about perfection. It's all about connection.